Everybody. I'm Teresa Harvey, President and CEO of North Orange County Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of our chamber, as well as the Brea and Yorba Linda Chambers of Commerce and Cal State Fullerton's Center for Family Business, we welcome you to our third annual She Influences Conference. Things have really changed since we started and transitioned to our new virtual platform, but we persevere. You have all heard the saying, it takes a village, and that includes not only those of you who are in attendance, but also our sponsors, including our presenting sponsors, St. Jude Medical Center. Here's a little message from St. Jude.
At St. Jude, we feel like it's our family caring for your family, and that's our passion.
The patients come in contact with a lot of different people in a lot of different areas. They're all integral in terms of getting our patients to where we want them.
We're talking about top-rate surgeons, cardiovascular, surgical oncology. I love our ethos, which is a tireless pursuit of excellence. St. Jude is the place that this happens literally every day.
Together, we are one
Extraordinary
team.
I do want to extend my warm thanks to St. Jude Medical Center and our other sponsors who helped us present this event, including Howmet, Crittenton Services for Children and Families, California State University Fullerton, Needle, North Orange County Community College District, Oakmont of Fullerton, Park Vista, Roundtree Gardens, Ecos Plant Powered Cleaners, American First Credit Union, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Morningside, Orange Kiwi, Southern California Edison, and Williams Insurance. At the Chamber, we are continuing to make sure that you receive your tote bag. We've delivered these to our members, and we're working to get them out to everybody. So thank you for all of you who made this an opportunity for us and that we're really excited to present. March celebrated National Women's Day and Women's Month. But this week we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote in the United States. This monumentous occasion is a reason to celebrate all the contributions women have made to our society. Today we have a great presenter to kick off our virtual presentations, including a series of influential and inspirational women who have led by examples and have impacted the life of those around us. Kelly Vlahakis-Hanks is the CEO of Eco Plant Cleaners. Kelly has been instrumental in making earth-friendly products the model for green business practices and a leader in the green cleaning products market. Under her leadership, the company has achieved carbon neutrality for all 4 of its manufacturing facilities through a major sustainability initiative, which included a switch to 100% renewable energy. Kelly has dedicated her life to the pursuit of green chemical innovation, environmental protections, and social advocacy. Eco's products includes hand soap, household cleaners, baby products, and pet care. These products can be found at local retailers wherever you shop. As we welcome Kelly Vlahakis-Hanks, here's a video recognizing the great work she has done and how elected representatives from both sides of the aisle salute her accomplishments.
Thank you, Kelly, for your pioneering leadership at the helm of earth-friendly products, ECOS. You're leading the charge toward a clean, sustainable future. You are a trailblazer in the green business revolution, showing the world that companies can succeed while serving as responsible stewards of our planet.
I've gotten to know the kind of president and CEO she is. Kelly has proven that it is possible to run a successful business while treating employees as well and protecting the environment.
Kelly Vlahakis-Hanks runs earth-friendly products the way her father, Van, envisioned more than 50 years ago, using safe ingredients and sustainable practices.
It's hard to imagine that 50 years ago, your father and family realized before the rest of the world the need for environmentally friendly products that have now become the standard, not just for the United States, for the world. That's quite an achievement.
Your leadership is amazing, and you are a hero of mine. What you're doing every single day is making a huge difference for the future of our planet.
Kelly is leading a new generation of environmentally conscious executives here in California. Her work is helping to build a cleaner and healthier future for everyone.
Every day, your leadership moves the needle and affirms that the 21st century economy will be led by those who create, innovate, and act boldly. We have no greater responsibility than ensuring the safety and security of our children's future.
Kelly Vlahakis-Hanks, thank you for your commitment to ideals of empowering people through your work. You hit environmental home runs. The way you expand opportunity for those who are your employees, there is so much about you worthy of celebration and honor.
Also, Kelly has become a vocal advocate for those manufacturing processes that protect the environment and consumer health.
Under your leadership, Earth-Friendly Products has become our nation's only manufacturer that has achieved the triple crown of environmental protection: carbon, water, and waste neutrality. You continue to prove that a successful business and promoting the environment can go hand in hand.
She's an incredible businesswoman, she's an incredible family person, and she's just a great human being.
What your family did at that company was to make sure that your employees were treated like decent, productive, good people. You have developed a salary and benefit plan that really keeps loyalty in the ranks of your employees and sets a standard for the rest of industry. It shows that you really do care about the people that make ECO's products as successful as it is today.
Kelly, thank you for your visionary leadership and for all you do to build a brighter future for all of us.
Thank you so much, Teresa, for the beautiful introduction and for sharing that video with everyone in attendance. When I still see it, I'm just so moved. It was actually created when I was honored a few years ago, and when I sat in the audience and heard those words, it was such a beautiful moment in my life. So welcome everyone to the 3rd annual conference. I'm really glad to be the presenting speaker today. I had certainly hoped to meet with each and every one of you in person back in March, but I'm glad we made the decision, of course, to think first and foremost about the safety of all of our attendees, and I'm glad you're joining us today virtually. Really excited to talk to you a bit about how I followed my own passions to create a healthier, more sustainable world, and how I utilize that to really develop a business for good. And I think it's something that we should all think about now more than ever. The fact that business can truly champion change, the fact that consumers reward businesses that take this stand, and the fact that this could really lead you to be enthusiastic and committed and really love the work that you do each and every day. So I want to just show a little statistic here. The number to the left says 2, the number to the right says 13. And this is an alarming statistic. On the left-hand side, 2 is 2 minutes. And 2 minutes is how often a woman in our country hears she has breast cancer. And the number to the right, 13. 13 minutes is how often a child loses their mother from breast cancer. It is a terrifying statistic, and it's sadly one that I know all too well. I was 14 years old, a freshman in high school, when I first learned that my beautiful mother had breast cancer. You can see an image of her here with me. I grew up in a small town outside of Chicago, about 40 minutes outside of the city. And I had an amazing mother. She was full of joy and a zest for life. Despite growing up in the foster care system and as a ward of the state, she was the true embodiment of love, happiness, and grace. I would return home from school. She would greet me at the door with such love and excitement and anticipation, waiting to hear what I had to say about my day. I feel very lucky to have grown up in that type of environment. But this fall day, when I was 14, I can remember coming home from school, and I remember the look of pain that replaced her usual exuberant smile. And it was that day that she told me she had breast cancer. She told me it was stage 4. She told me she had a 10% chance of survival. And given the fact that she was my best friend, my true confidant, and my true north, it was a pivotal moment in my life. My sister was 2 years old. My mother was only 41, 2 years younger than I am as I sit here today. And over the next few weeks, she was rushed into surgery, 2 rounds of chemotherapy. I spent 15 days in the hospital by her side, never leaving her bed. And fortunately, she survived another 15 years. And we had my mother until a month after my sister graduated from high school. So when I went off to college, I knew that I wanted to do something that made sure that other daughters didn't experience what I had experienced. I understood that the reality is only 5 to 10% of cancers are genetic. The other 90 to 95% come from lifestyle and environmental factors. Factors like food, water, and the chemicals that are present in our environment. And I wanted to do something that could empower that little girl, something that could protect others from experiencing the same fate, to empower families across the world to protect the health of their loved ones. I didn't become an oncologist when I got to UCLA, but I did want to do something to create safer air, water, food, healthier oceans, healthier schools, healthier homes. And so I utilized my passions and my convictions to not only define the true mission and purpose of our cleaning products company, but to propel it to growth by leading it to the highest levels of green chemistry, ingredient safety, and sustainability. I wanted to build a business for good. I wanted to build a business that protected others like my mother, a business that could tackle the greatest challenges we faced, including the health and wellness of our people and the health and wellness of our planet. And I understood that to be successful for the long term, business could no longer solely focus on unsustainable models of short-term profits. Business for good is focused on the long-term model that addresses the true needs of our consumers and all of our stakeholders. It fosters and focuses on true growth and better value for shareholders in the long run. Today, we're seeing an increase in so many health problems, from chronic conditions like asthma and eczema to acute conditions like cancer and organ damage. 1 in 8 women in the United States will get breast cancer in her lifetime. 1 in 12 will face difficulties of breathing because of asthma. This year alone, more than 10,000 children under the age of 15 will be diagnosed with cancer. And we know there is a definitive link between some of these illnesses and the toxic ingredients that are found in products like food and personal care, and especially in cleaning products. So what can we do? Many people feel hopeless. I certainly felt helpless as that 14-year-old little girl. But there is so much we can do. We can use our voice, we can use our time, and we must use our businesses to address these important crises we face. And now we're faced with a new challenge, a terrible threat to our health with the COVID pandemic. Here you can see many of our team members at our Cypress manufacturing facility here in Orange County. We were always an essential business, but an even more essential business in the fight against COVID. I'll never forget March 16th, as I sat here in my office and I saw the orders coming in, and I recognized the unbelievable global need for safer cleaning products, because cleaning products became the #1 weapon in the war on COVID. At the same time, I had to focus on the health of my team members to create a safe workplace and to be able to produce products to meet the global need. I really believe that my team members exhibited the highest level of patriotism during those days and in the continuation of this global fight. Because patriotism is really defined as rising when your country needs you the most. And we understood more than ever how much our country needed us. Every single day, you hear about washing your hands. And I just have to say this to all of the attendees, because I know that we're all so hungry for information to protect our families, to protect our loved ones, to keep our businesses open. And in order to do that, we must implement certain safety protocols, cleaning our hands first and foremost. And when they talk to you about washing your hands, and I know everyone hears it so frequently, 20 seconds, sing a song, all of those things, the reason it's so effective is because the COVID virus has an envelope around it. And soap, simple soap, disrupts that envelope. And when that envelope is disrupted, the virus is then deactivated and can simply be washed away. But when we're doing those things, everyone is so focused on hand sanitizers and disinfectants. But if you really pay attention to what the CDC is saying, they're saying first and foremost, wash your hands. First and foremost, clean before you disinfect. And so I really want to make sure that our pendulum doesn't swing too far, and that we make sure that we still are looking for things like hypoallergenic products, that we're still doing things like reading the labels. Here you can see a consumer in the store looking at what's in our food products. And it's so important when we think about ingredients, because ingredients affect our personal long-term health alongside of the health of our planet. And so she's reading the ingredients, and consumers are thinking more often about ingredients than they ever have before. And this is important because what we put in us, what we put on us, and what we put around us is key in terms of protecting our health. But unfortunately, here in the United States, there is no requirement to disclose ingredients in cleaning products. And this is something that we should all actively ask for. You can see the woman in this image calling Poison Control Center because her child has ingested something. And we see now a 20% increase in those calls to poison control centers. I myself listened a few years ago when parents were frantically calling in because their child had ingested something. And yet when they looked at the back of the label, they couldn't give adequate information to Poison Control Center. When being asked, what's in this product? What's in it? Parents said, I don't know, and could only read the product's name, not the ingredients. So I'm really proud that this year in California, we became the first state in the nation to require disclosure of ingredients in cleaning products. For this year, the requirement is online, but starting next year, it'll be on pack. And that's so important because we should all be able to read what's in our cleaning products. We've self-disclosed for years, but are glad others will do the same. And we need to support the Cleaning Products Right to Know Act and expand it on a national level so that no matter where we go in our country, we know the products we're exposing our families to. Make sure you think about it as you wash your plates, as you wash your glasses. The residue left on your plates or on your glass, you put your water in there, you put your food on there. You're ingesting that residue each and every day. We know the cumulative effect is linked to so many illnesses like cancer, like asthma. Let's make sure we know what we're actually putting on our things. And we can look to nature for solutions. I like this image here of me in the lavender fields. Good ingredients are good for business. Lavender, a beautiful, natural, essential oil with so many great benefits, is something that can really add to the authenticity of what we do. When you see me here in the fields, I'm looking at these ingredients because I'm looking for things that are not damaging to our health, that do not induce allergic responses. Companies that provide natural fragrances are rewarded by consumers because more than half Americans report to having allergies. So we no longer need to think about synthetic ingredients. Let's look to nature to do the work for us. When you look here, you can see the coconut trees. This is another wonderful, renewable ingredient. We utilize here at Ecos coconut oil instead of petroleum-derived oil. Coconut has so many wonderful uses. When you think of the hard outer shell that protects the inside coconut, that copra is so clean. People utilize it for so many different things. And the trees bear fruit for 60 years, so very sustainable and supporting 3 generations of farmers. If you look at the next image, you can see my daughter and I in the bamboo fields in Anji, China, always traveling to where our ingredients grow. Here we were participating in the harvest. And bamboo is such a wonderful grass because it grows quickly. It produces 30% more oxygen than even trees do. But we don't need to cut down our trees to create paper products. We can utilize bamboo, which is renewable and which is replenishable. So where can businesses start? We know the health of our planet is in jeopardy. We know that the climate crisis is a serious problem for far too many years. And we have not taken the needed steps to stop the acceleration of climate change. And today we see it in the news everywhere. I was watching the news yesterday. You could see the fires ravaging Northern California. You see the persistent droughts that we're faced with here in the Southwest, the record flooding in Europe and Africa, the heat waves in Greenland. You see that the seas are warming and rising faster, something I can certainly attest to here on the water in Southern California. And the government has largely failed to act. But businesses can act and must take the lead. So in front of us, you can see here a little bit of what we've done in our own business. We've achieved this unprecedented trifecta in sustainability, carbon neutrality, water neutrality, and platinum zero waste. And although it's unprecedented today, I certainly hope that we're just one in a sea of many people that achieve this type of trifecta. It does take work, it does take energy, but we cannot afford to not do it. By using 100% renewable energy, we reduced our carbon dioxide emissions by 56 million pounds annually. By achieving the Platinum Zero Waste certification, we've reduced our waste by over 95%, diverting that from the landfills. And if you look at all the certifications on the bottle, by achieving safer choice, and this is something I would encourage you to look at when you're shopping in your stores, look for third-party certifications because there's a lot of greenwashing going on in the marketplace. Safer Choice does a wonderful job of certifying that the ingredients are, number one, the greenest ingredients in the marketplace. Number two, they're efficacious because you want products that work to truly be sustainable. And number three, that the company is innovating in terms of green science. You want to look for things that are non-toxic. You want to look for partnerships like our Green Power partnership, not testing on animals, and other commitments that people are making to have a better planet. So I want to encourage each and every one of you, as you're looking at your businesses, make sure that you're focused on the long-term gain. Too many focus on wealth and short-term success. But when you focus on people and you focus on our planet, it is a true path to a profitable and sustainable business. And if you make your business a tool for good, you'll find that it's not only rewarding, but it's the key to a successful business in the long run. We have 53 years of experience to prove it works, that creating a business for good, that's good for people and good for the planet, is truly good for business and your bottom line. So I'd like to thank you for having me here. And I would love the opportunity to open it up to questions or discussions about our company and our mission.
Thank you, Kelly. It's clear that Kelly's passion to create a business for good really is deeply ingrained in her. We do have a couple questions, but before we do comment, I think we each know someone that's been touched by cancer, touched by life-threatening illnesses, and certainly now COVID-19. So on behalf of the Chamber, we salute all of your efforts to make sure that we have a better, more sustainable planet.
Thank you.
So one of the questions we have is, even some natural products have hard to find, difficult names, or it's hard to find the product content. Where can people go to find the content, and what types of products that should be raising red flags?
Great.
Or what types of ingredients?
Great, that's a wonderful question. So first and foremost, when you go into the store and you're looking at products, turn over the product, take a look at it and see, does the company disclose ingredients? Many cleaning products will have nothing listed. In the state of California, it's online now on that company's website. It's required to be there. That's just for the state of California, where you can go to that company's website. Next year, it'll be required actually on the bottle. Since most of us are here in North Orange County, I would say go to the company's website and read those ingredients. But I would encourage you to really support the brands that list them so it's easy for you to find them. Because how many consumers want to do the laborious work of going home and looking it up? So first of all, do that. Second of all, look for certifications like Safer Choice, so you know that the companies have been audited by a third party. There's a lot of ingredients in cleaning products that are dangerous. Things like 1,4-dioxane. 1,4-dioxane is a byproduct of the manufacturing process. We know 1,4-dioxane is definitively linked to cancer. That's irrefutable. And so right now, you know, people that are utilizing ethoxylated surfactants are producing 1,4-dioxane in their cleaning products. You want to make sure to avoid that. You want to make sure to avoid products that have formaldehyde donors. I think all of us know that formaldehyde is a preservative used to embalm bodies, dead bodies. We don't want that as the preservative in our cleaning products. You want to make sure to avoid things that are endocrine disruptors or EDCs that are found, things like parabens and phthalates. These things are also linked to cancer. I would say that there's a lot of wonderful websites that we can go to look at different ingredients, like Environmental Working Group, or we are actually going to publish this month what we call the 500 nasties on our website. And so you would look to those ingredients to certainly avoid. They're all ingredients that we don't utilize in our products, but that you should certainly avoid. And I would really look at cleaning products as an extension of your wellness routine. You know, you're getting in your exercise, you're eating the right foods, you're looking at your personal care products. Think of cleaning products just the same. You know, I know so many people that buy organic food, but then wash, you know, their dishes in something that's extremely corrosive and caustic. And so be very careful about those things.
Great. We have another question here. It says, reaching zero waste must have been really difficult. And it's clear that your father started the company and probably had this in mind as he was beginning it. But how did you get your team involved at the manufacturing center and have each of them work to reduce their personal waste in the office?
Absolutely. Well, I have to give a lot of credit to my team. So I certainly don't do this alone. And there is a woman at the helm of my sustainability department who is just phenomenal, Dr. Nadare Afsharmanish. I know that she has spoken many times in our community. Some of you might know Dr. Nadare. She has 2 PhDs, one in life cycle analysis and another one in education. And I would literally get to work and I would see her in the trash bin with a plastic water bottle wondering who did this. And she'd be policing our facilities to see who put this in the trash. And it really took that level of commitment and that level of engagement to achieve this. We achieved Platinum Zero Waste in 2016. So we've had it now for the last 4 years. And every single year we have to stay on it, right? You know, even during this pandemic, some people say like, oh, well, do you just, you know, forget about this or forget about that? No, it's who we are. It's how we operate every single day. It's ingrained in us. It took a lot of leadership from all of our manufacturing facilities. Have manufacturing facilities in California, in Illinois, in Washington, in New Jersey, and now in Greece. So the management members had to be well trained. They had to lead by example. And that's really important, leading by example, making the right choices every day so that you inspire others to do the same. But you know how hard it is to get to zero waste in a home. And when you're getting to zero waste in a manufacturing facility that serves retail partners like Costco and Target and Walmart and Whole Foods and large national retailers, it is a lot of work. But it is really something that we're so proud of, because once you do it, not only is it the right thing to do for our planet, but it's the right thing to do for the bottom line too. The more we were able to reuse and upcycle things, the less we had to buy. The more we could partner with our suppliers to receive boxes, give them the same boxes, have them refill those boxes over and over again, we took costs out of the equation too. So it really is the right thing to do all around. My father was such a wonderful, passionate, visionary man, and certainly would have loved to have seen the achievement of zero waste in our facilities. I wish he could have lived for that.
That's wonderful. One of the questions is systemic to your business operations, and that talks about women in management. How big a staff do you have? How many of your management level employees are women? And do you employ women from the STEM fields in particular?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question. I love it. So we have over 400 employees. My executive management team is comprised 58% of women, 42% men. So we actually have so many women in leadership positions. My general counsel, my VP of innovation, so many really dynamic women at the helm of our company. And when you look at our technical team, all of our green chemists from the field of STEM, 75% of our chemists are women. And that's very exciting because we really want to promote more women in those fields as well. And of course, my VP of innovation is also a woman. My head of R&D is a woman. And it's really wonderful to have so much diversity at the table, to hear all of our voices, because honestly, to truly serve a diverse consumer base, you must have a diverse management team. Otherwise, you will never understand the people you're serving.
We had quite a few questions about COVID-19, but I think kind of underlined in most of the questions is, how did you have to change your operations? And how do you see the long-term effect of COVID-19 affecting your business and our community?
Absolutely. So a lot of changes had to be made. When I referenced March 16th, seeing the orders come in at such large quantities and at the same time trying to quickly digest as much information as possible to keep my team safe every day. So if you've visited our manufacturing facilities, you'll see that in all 5 of our facilities, we run 4 or 5 production lines. We added a second shift in all of our U.S. facilities, so that we could scale to meet that demand. But we immediately instituted lots of safety protocols, temperature checks as you came into our facilities. We banned all outside visitors. We sent home any team member that could work remotely. So if you're in marketing or sales or accounting or any of those various functions, you now work from home. For all of us that are essential team members here at the offices, we required face masks right away. We required 6 feet in between everybody. So if you walk to our production lines, we slowed down how they ran so that we could space people further apart. Lots of checks and just really, the health and wellness of our team has always been at the forefront of what we do. So we have a minimum wage of $17 an hour here. We have PPO insurance. We had made telemedicine part of our plan many years ago. So making sure that our team members have access to a robust health plan has always been important to us. I think companies that don't think about the health and wellness of their people, once again, are focused on the short term. I'm really proud of the fact that we don't have high turnover, that if you come into our plants, you'll see that there's people that are working here for decades. And that's a testament to how we treat our entire Ethos family.
That's great. Now, you've mentioned several times your different locations. Besides Cypress here in Orange County, where are your other locations?
So Lacey, Washington, about an hour south of Seattle. That facility services the Pacific Northwest, Western Canada, also ships to Asia. Obviously the one here in Cyprus, which services the Southwest. We also service Mexico, Asia, and other places as well. Illinois is in Addison, Illinois, northwest suburb of Chicago, servicing the Midwest, also shipping into Mexico as well as into Canada. Parsippany, New Jersey, about 30 minutes outside of Manhattan, servicing the Northeast and the Southeast. And a big part of having these geographically diverse manufacturing facilities is the fact that we want to ensure that we're never shipping across the country. So in order to be carbon neutral, we're manufacturing in these local marketplaces so that when you go into Ralph's or Whole Foods or Sprouts or wherever you shop, you know you're buying a product that's made locally in your community and creating green jobs in your community.
Great. I'm going to ask one last question before we move on and conclude our program. I know that you're very connected with California State University, Fullerton. I met Kelly through their Center for Family Business. Can you talk a little bit about the opportunities for internships and mentorships that your company provides to make sure that our next generation of workforce is well-informed and well-trained?
Absolutely. Well, I'd love to give a shout out to Ed Hart because he heads up that center at Cal State Fullerton, and it's such a wonderful program for family businesses. And I'm so glad he introduced me to you, Teresa, and I had a chance to participate today. And I know he's on the call, so I want to make sure to thank him for always being there and for supporting family businesses all over Orange County. Internships is extremely important. Mentorship is extremely important. And so we have internships here year round for our young people. We have internships in finance, in sustainability, in marketing, in sales, in innovation. So in many facets of our business. This summer was the first time we engaged in remote internships, and they worked really very well. We welcomed many students. I'm really proud of the fact that our company is one of the only in the world to have a chief youth officer, a young dynamic woman who also sits in our C-suite with us. She's 20 years old. She is in her third year at Harvard University, and is also a wonderful mentor to a lot of our high school interns that we even have here. So yes, we do offer internships for anybody interested in seeking out internships, whether they're high school students, college students, grad students, and beyond. Jennifer Lolino, who heads up our Human Resources Department, handles those applications. And I'll just ask maybe Liz could put in the chat Jennifer Lolino's email address for everyone to be able to see it.
Great. I'm really glad to have had Kelly kick off our program. It inspires, I think, each of us to do what we can to make sure that we create a eco-friendly environment within our own world. I know this past week, as I was watching a skunk walk through my backyard, I went on to discover that skunks hate mint and they hate citrus. So I now have citrus peels around my tomato plants to prevent the skunks from eating them, and I sprinkled mint oil around as well. So we all need to do everything we can in our own little way to make sure that we have a healthy planet for not only for us, but for our children and our grandchildren. We are very excited to have Alexis Schultz, the co-founder and visionary of Nectar Juice Bar, as our speaker next week. This company has entirely transformed the juice bar experience by offering juices that offer and Aki's bowls that are healthy and tasty while eliminating filters, including sugars that are artificial ingredients and alter the menu. Thank you, Kelly, again. We talked yesterday about you being our first guinea pig, and I'm glad all of you were able to participate with us here today. We have over 100 participants, makes me thrilled. And until next week, for everybody, mask up and stay healthy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.